Utah police, this does not look good. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and a 911 call has been released. This is the 911 call that prompted the pullover by the Utah police of Brian and Gabby, giving us the footage that we've been able to go through and really gather a lot about these two. Really heartbreaking footage with Gabby distressed in the car. Gabby, I fell for this too, and I know a lot of people watched this footage and believed the narrative by these police officers. But the sad reality is the 911 call now proves there was more to this story and that Brian was the instigator here. I got to be careful on the words I use here just so you guys understand. So YouTube Human Reviewer, I'm going to walk through this as carefully as I can. So hopefully this will get through as news and we will talk more broadly about it. But I want to play the clip of the 911 call first. I want you guys to hear it, the full audio. Here it is.
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with a white van, Florida license plate, white van, gentleman,
Where's
about
it at?
5'6", beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what do you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Okay, you said it's a white van?
White van. I can give you the license plate if you give me 1 sec. I took a picture of it.
What kind of white van? Like a big one?
It was a smaller van with the license plate of, it was white, Florida license plate QFT G03. It was, the make was a Ford, model was Transit, black ladder on the passenger side.
Black ladder, passenger side.
White Ford Transit.
White Ford Transit. Okay, what's your name? And where did they, so they headed south on Main Street from Moonflower Market?
Correct, they made the right turn.
Oh, so they went north.
North, yeah, sorry, I'm not from around here.
Okay, so you're right there by the post office?
Right across the street, yep.
Okay, and when they turned onto Main Street, they went right or left?
Right.
Right, so they went north. North on Main. All right, I will let somebody know. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Bye.
Thanks.
He'll let somebody know. Well, the problem is he didn't let these officers know. I don't know how this 911 call didn't get to the police, because here's what the police say about the witnesses and how they made Gabby the instigator.
The male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk, so that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. So she's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she'd have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him her. I saw him love her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her as far as her.
It's sad. And a lot of people, myself included, fell for this because the cops show up and that's what they gathered. But the reality is Gabby clearly was stuck in a relationship that wasn't healthy. Clearly there was a lot more to this. And there was a witness that saw this, but there was clearly a 911 call that prompted this as well. This dispute between Brian and Gabby, Moab, on August 12th. The gentleman was the girl, making it very clear what he was doing to her. Fox News has confirmed Monday after exclusively obtaining the audio of the call. The dispatcher verifies that he was doing that. Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to do it again, hopped in the car, and they drove off, the caller added. So this is exclusive here from this. Fox got this tape, and this, I don't know how they got it or what's happening, but it's very telling to me that this wasn't included in the police report. How do you not include this in the police report? I'm so confused. I mean, there's so much explaining that needs to be done, not just now from Brian, but the authorities, because this poor woman, the more we look at it now, and a lot of women came forward, and I defended Brian in the beginning of this because, look, we have to, sometimes this does happen to guys. It really does. But in this instance, the more and more we uncover, it's horrifying. When you watch this clip, he was so excited. He was so excited that she was the one in trouble.
Somewhere she can stay. Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You can go to jail. You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to, you could get with her again tomorrow. Take your break in. If you wanted to.
Man, that's this guy. This guy. If you didn't do anything, why'd you run, my man? You are so guilty looking, it's not even funny. And officers here, was this Wyatt? I don't know who these officers are, but they have some massive explaining to do. This last officer who sent her on her way, look, I know he was trying to do his best. He felt like he was stuck. It was what it was. But he gave Brian this hotel room as a victim. They called an office to take him, and she had to go sleep off in the van by herself. And the reality, and they were going to charge her. They were going to charge her, guys. No one there was actually definitely able to handle the situation that was really going on, which was that Gabby was stuck in a relationship and was so terrified of Brian getting arrested if she had revealed the truth. I think very clearly what's coming out now based on this 911 call that just has been ignored and wasn't in the police report. I mean, this is sickening. If we go and look at this is a report from closer to that day. Neither one of the press charges. They agreed to separate for the night. They responded to this altercation. This is from September 15th. They said nothing happened. He didn't do it. They all gave the consistent story. The male the incident appeared to be a mental or emotional break. No one reported that the male blanked the female. Both the male reported that they're in love and engaged. No one reported that, huh? No one? Well, the 911 tape disagrees with you. 911 tape is pretty clear what was going on, and the operator makes it clear that they're going to tell somebody, but then they don't. And then the police report, as the officer wrote, never mentions this. I wonder why. Why do you think he kept that out of the report? Now, to be fair, maybe these officers didn't get this 911 call, which is really troubling. How on earth does this stuff not get connected? You'd think the 911 call would be pretty instrumental in this case. You'd think whoever reported this 911 call would call authorities to make sure that they have this information and that a witness did say this. You'd think, right? You'd think you'd put all these pieces together to make sure you tell the proper story here. But for some reason, they didn't. And now Gabby is missing, and Brian is... Gabby's... God, she's no longer with us. God, it's so sad. She's gone. She's gone. Brian isn't missing. Brian's on the run. But I caught myself. I'm still so distraught by this news and still not even really accepting the fact that we don't have Gabby anymore because these officers didn't do the right thing. This is so messed up. The more and more as it uncovers, and it usually always does. No one predicted the amount of attention this case was going to get and how the whole entire world was going to become detectives themselves following this vlogger and all the clues that were being dropped on Instagram and YouTube and other vloggers out there all connecting and rallying around to find this woman. Well, we found her, but she's no longer with us. And now the man responsible, they weren't keeping an eye on. This is infuriating, guys. It's infuriating. I'm going to keep you guys updated. We are supposed to get a press conference tomorrow from apparently Brian's family, as well as the autopsy will have been performed. We will keep you updated. If you want to keep up to date on this story, please make sure, like I said, keep that subscribe button and the bell. Press it for all alerts. Smash the like button and leave a comment down below. Some of these stories are topics that don't get shared because of their nature. So please get the word out in this, either this video or any other videos you see on this topic. This 911 call is pretty damning, and these officers have some explaining to do. I can't imagine being those officers right now, knowing that they let this go and didn't really get all the information, or weren't, whether they ignored the information or weren't given the information. I'd be pretty upset. So I hope some people will answer some questions soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet.